the most intense fanfiction ever. Hey there, everybody. Today we're back with another crazy, naughty, seductively sexy-ass fanfiction reading. Yeah!
Or at least that's what you guys were hoping.
What? Is this clickbait?
Not at all. We're still taking a look at CultureCrash fanfiction today. There hasn't been a single misleading aspect to the title, thumbnail, or introduction.
So, we are reading another uncomfortable yet erotic narrative about the two of us? I mean, the thumbnail does say 18+.
Crash, you know that not all fanfictions have to be dirty, right? Take the two words, fan and fiction. It speaks for itself. It's dark, it's for mature audiences, certainly, but it's not sexual.
Oh, great! What a relief. Whew.
I've taken a look at it already and it's seriously, something. I think you're in for a bit of an emotional roller coaster ride.
The Pain Feels Right by italics_Quan on Wattpad. Can I just say that this already sounds grossly sexual?
Ugh.
Culture screamed. He stared Crash in the eyes, making him feel guilty.
That's the third time this week. You rubbish piece of...
Culture didn't finish his words.
I'm leaving.
He said, grabbing his backpack and storming out of the apartment. He would come back later, after a nice coffee or something to calm down. The door slams. Crash stands there, staring at the door. It only takes a few seconds before he starts to bawl his eyes out. Crash couldn't be trusted. Every time he screws up, again and again. Again and again. And Culture has noticed that he is worthless. He left. By the time Crash gets up the stairs, he would have found himself a new apartment and would probably come back the next day to grab his stuff. And leave. For good. In his bedroom, Crash found a shaving stick and took out the razor. He flumped into the bathroom and rolled up his sleeves. Crash decided that wasn't satisfactory and took off his jumper altogether. He stared at the razor for a solid 10 seconds and out of nowhere, created 5 deep cuts on his arm in a flash. Jesus Christ! Things just got horrific really fast! After 15 minutes, Crash's entire torso was sliced into little pieces. There were words of self-shame all over his arm, and he had divided his stomach into different irregular shapes, like a weirdly cut cake. The pain felt deserved, right, and correct. The way his dumb self should be at all times. In pain. Oh my fucking god! Crash realized what he had done. 2 years clean and there he was, bleeding all over the bathroom floor. He'd screwed up yet again. I'm a failure, Crash thought to himself. He remembered last week when a classmate had told him he should end himself. He had pushed it out of his mind, knowing that if he contemplated, then he would believe him. But now, it was the only thing Crash could think about. Yes, he was right. Crash should end himself. Everyone would be happy. His classmates, his teacher, parents, bosses, colleagues, and Culture. Most importantly, Culture. If that would make them happy, then Crash would be happy. He took the extra pistol from the gun cabinet and went up to the attic.
I would never keep a gun in the house so long as I lived with Crash, for many reasons. Would you trust this?
Crash didn't want the stench of his worthless body annoying everyone else, so he also took up a load of perfume that he would break onto the floor just before pulling the trigger. Crash was about to do what was good for everyone. He couldn't wait to take away this horrible burden called life. It would all be gone in a flash. He raised the pistol to his ear and angled it slightly upwards towards his brain. Culture sat there quietly sipping his hot chocolate and bit into his panini. And people call me gay?
Just you wait until the rest of this fanfiction.
What is that supposed to mean? It didn't take too long to finish, but as soon as it was, Culture's stomach started to ache.
What? I just fed you, you stupid buddy.
He thought.
Is there something in that panini?
Culture realized something was wrong, and it wasn't the panini. Stuff was about to go down, and he needed to get home fast. Culture mildly startled the other customers as he hastily stood up, grabbing his backpack and ran home. Upon reaching the attic of the apartment block, he jammed his facility access key into its door and screamed Crash's name. Culture saw him sitting in the corner with a gun in his ear, teary-faced, shocked to see Culture return.
Crash.
He stuttered, voice breaking like a window crushed by a house.
Crash. Why?
Culture couldn't keep the tears in. They fell from his eyes like a waterfall. He dropped to his knees and hugged Crash, wanting to kiss him, but that could ruin everything. I didn't think anyone would care. Crash finally forced out. Culture looked astonished. Of course people would care. Him above them all. He couldn't even imagine how broken he would be if Crash died.
Debatable. Was it what I said?
Culture asked. Crash nodded.
There's no way I would ever mean that. I was just angry.
He explained.
You understand?
Yeah, Crash managed to say.
I do care about you. You're my friend and colleague. Don't ever think that I would stop caring.
Culture said to him. He hugged Crash as tightly as he could, and he never wanted to let go.
Yeah, I really wasn't kidding when I said this wasn't clickbait. It's seriously intense.
Crash screams, he cries, he begs for Culture's mercy, but Culture keeps going... What? What? Huh. Crash screams, he cries, he begs for Culture's mercy, but Culture keeps going. Punch after punch after punch. Culture takes Crash by the collar and uses him as his boxing glove when attempting to beat up the balcony door. The blood erupts from Crash's throat and gushes all over the floor. Culture throws him into the ground and he then becomes a soccer ball. He is kicked to the four corners of the balcony. Culture picks his ragdoll buddy up. He presses Crash against the ledge. Culture, please, don't throw me off. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I can't read this straight anymore. I tried. I really did try. Put this in the official video, but I can't read this straight anymore. Don't throw me off. Crash meekly whispers. Culture gives the smirk of a demon and pushes him off. As Crash was about to hit the road, he woke up, sweating profusely. Just a dream. Just a bad dream. Nothing much. What the fuck? He looked over at his sleeping pills. He considered taking some because he had a therapist appointment the next day, or he could have taken them all. Crash decided against that and took the normal dose, just enough to get him to sleep. The therapist told Crash to take a video of all his feelings. She said he didn't have to show it to her, but it's, according to her, healthy for the mind and soul. Crash knows he doesn't have a soul. Very true. At home, Crash spoke about his urge to swallow the sleeping pills. He spoke about the bullies at college, but the most important thing that he spoke about was his galaxy-sized crush on Culture. This is gonna be awkward to say. I really want to kiss him, but I can't. I don't know if he likes me back. I want to go on a date with him. I want to marry him. I want to have adopted kids and raise them with him. And I just am praying that he likes me back. I love him to bits, but I'm also frightened of him. What if he doesn't like me? What if he kicks me out if I become homeless? What if he turns into the demon from the dreams? I have all these questions, and I don't want him to hurt me. Crash ended the video there. That was enough rambling. This fictional version of me is so whiny. I'm not really that broken in real life, am I, Culture?
Well, your name is synonymous with the word malfunction, so,
I hate you so much, you asshole!
Yeah, you're not whiny at all.
Stupid camera. Technology is a great thing, but can also be so unreliable. The dumb thing literally exploded into Culture's face. He shamefully went over to Crash's room to ask for his camera. He knocked on his door. Yeah? Crash replied.
Hey Crash, can I borrow your camera? Mine kind of, exploded.
Crash laughed so hard that he totally forgot about the video he'd just recorded. Oh, shit! Culture was sitting there on his bed, astonished that Crash liked him back all this time, and he had no idea. Culture's video project could wait. It was too late when Crash realized that Culture could watch that video. He started to cry because he was so scared. What if he did become the demon? What if he did use him as his boxing glove? This was bad. Very bad. Crash was so scared that he didn't realize Culture was in the room until he pressed his lips to his. What the fuck?
Yeah, I thought you'd enjoy that bit.
Crash kissed back, excited. He threw his arms around Culture and he picked him up, sucking his lips, oh god, into his mouth. Crash moaned at this and he gently slipped his tongue in. The two had a tongue battle and Crash smiled into the kiss when he won. Ugh. I think I'm gonna vomit. Culture set Crash down on the bed and guided his head on... Oh no. Oh no. No! 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 God damn it, I'm so scared at what's gonna come next. My mind is stopping me from completing the sentence. Culture set Crash down on the bed and guided his head onto the pillow. He got on top of him. No, being careful not to squish him. I thought you said this fanfiction wasn't dirty!
Well, I mean, it's nowhere near as graphic as the other one, but we did say since that we don't want that sort of thing on the channel. You don't actually want to read the missing bit, do you?
No, of course not! After that, Culture planted a kiss on Crash's ear before moving back down to his mouth, and this time, he won the battle of mouth appendages. Oh no. After a lot of kissing and being a bit touchy-feely, Culture made 2 meals of hot chocolates and paninis. He nuzzled his nose with Crash's while using straws to drink from the hot chocolate. I want a hot chocolate now. Achievement unlocked. Fine Bay. Oh, good God. Crash threw the pills down his throat, too fast for him to think against it. He couldn't take the bullies anymore. I'm worthless and stupid and no one can love me. I'm worthless, stupid, and no one can love me. I'm worthless, stupid, and no one can love me. I'm worthless, stupid, and no one can love me. This played in his head on infinite repeat. Crash needed to remove himself from the face of the earth.
Well, wasn't that a sharp 180?
Beep, 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 beep. A heart monitor. A heart monitor? Okay. Crash woke up in horror at the fact that he was still alive. What could Culture say? He would be so disgusted. Crash scanned the area and realized he was on life support. He knew it would be painful, but he could rip the wires out. Crash attempted this, but it raised an alarm and a nurse came in immediately, preventing Crash from dying. Stupid nurse.
Yeah, stupid nurse. How dare she save your life?
Culture wasn't too happy with him, but at least he didn't shout or scream. Because of the 2 suicide attempts, Crash had to be taken to mental hospital. If he didn't behave, he could miss Christmas with Culture. Crash's plan was to lie his way out. He would go in, refuse medicine, and not attempt anything. And after Christmas, he would run away with more sleeping pills and kill himself, once and for all. Culture couldn't wait until Crash came home. He'd been in the mental hospital for 2 or so months by this point. Christmas was coming up in less than a week, and he was so grateful that Crash had been dismissed on the 19th.
Do I sense a big finale coming up? I do. I do sense a big finale.
It was all going to plan. That was until the party. Culture had planned a Christmas/homecoming celebration, but the events that happened there were unexpected. The 2 of them held hands, anxiously squeezing as they waited for midnight. 11:58. 59. Midnight! Everybody celebrate! It's Christmas! Crash exclaimed.
And it's an extra special one for you, Crash.
Culture quietly added, but loud enough for everyone in the room to hear. Everyone created a big semicircle around the 2. Culture and Crash were under the mistletoe as well. Culture gracefully descended to one knee.
Crash, you're a beautiful person, and there are so many reasons I love you.
He began.
There are many things I like in a person. Kind, caring, funny, witty, smart, a cute smile, an adorable laugh, puppy eyes, a dreamer, someone who'll do their best with everything. And you have every trait that I just listed and more, amplified by 420 billion. And that just makes me love you to bits.
Did fictional Culture just make a sneaky under-the-table 420 Blaze It reference? My man! Crash blushed so much that Culture thought he had turned into a tomato.
And, I want to spend all of my life with you, so... Crash, will you marry me?
Culture finished. Crash's expression revealed the answer before he said it. Yes, Culture! Of course! I will marry you! Crash exclaimed in joy. The crowd cheered loudly as Culture stood up and kissed Crash. Now that is what you call a Christmas present. This story made me far more uncomfortable than the last one. At least in the last one, I wasn't with you!
Hey, just be grateful this is the one I chose to do today. There are some seriously graphic ones out there that I'm afraid to even poke with a stick.
Let me guess, they can all be found on Wattpad.
Where else would they be?
Good point.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We all know Crash secretly did.
Follow CultureCrash on social media!